Hey guys, it's Mike here in Taiwan. A lot of people are asking me about, about the difference between Canada and Taiwan. Some people will ask me like, why do you live in Taiwan? And I mean, for me, I can live wherever I want. But everybody wants to think that, okay, well, I need to upgrade or I need to live somebody better, someplace better. Then why is it that some people they go from the States and they go live in Mexico? I'm not saying Mexico is worse, but there's like pros and cons to every single place that you go to, right? I can go wherever I want. But I'm just gonna let you guys know some of the pros about living in Taiwan, maybe some of the cons about Canada, maybe some of the pros too. So the first pro about Taiwan is that as long as you're a native English speaker and you have like some semblance of education, you can get some job here. You can work here. You probably at least work here for like 10 hours. There's just really an insatiable desire for people to learn English here. And as soon as you say that you're from, such and such a place, like people are just so intrigued. I had somebody who was, I guess, born in California, but raised in Taiwan. I asked, we talked yesterday, and they said, where you're from? I said, I'm from Toronto, and they said, wow, that's so interesting. So, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I don't really care, but as soon as you're from whatever place, then obviously you have to have 10 to 12 years of education in English to pass. I mean, you can't be like, okay, well, I lived in England for 2 years, and then say maybe I don't know, maybe you have an English passport or something. The point is, guys, that if you can speak English pretty well. There's actually I know somebody who's ironically from Mexico too. She has a master's degree in linguistics and she teaches English. So I mean it's not that hard and you get paid pretty well. Now all the other thing that you have to do is just balance how many hours that you're working in a week. If you're realistically, if you're a single person and you work just 10 hours a week, then I mean you're golden. That's like at least 6,000 or 7,000 Taiwan dollars a week, and then multiply that by 4. That's like 25,000, 30,000. You do the math. So you can make pretty good money here. There's other places you can make more money. I'll probably figure that out for later as far as a video goes. But rent is cheaper. This is in Taiwan. My rent was probably about 160 maybe US dollars a month the first time they got here, but mind you, it was kind of like subsidized by the company that I was working for, and I just had to pay the rent on the side. And I mean, it didn't have a kitchen, but I basically had a bathroom, a study chair, and a bed with a closet. So it's enough for one person. It's not enough for like 2 people, let alone a family. People don't bother you here about most things. They might look at you if you're like really, really different. Like say, if you look like you're, European, or if you look like you're from Africa or something. People they might stare at you, but they won't do anything. Usually, actually, off the top of my head, the only time that I've ever heard somebody get stopped, and actually he was a Taiwanese guy, but he's from California too, right? But he was trying to cross the street, and I guess that the police officer caught him jaywalking, and he was just blah blah blah, I don't have my ID on me. So he kind of wiggled his way out, and they said in kind of broken English, don't do it again, don't come here again, whatever. So you can, you're supposed to have if you're a visitor here, you're supposed to have your passport on here at all times. I think he had probably his California ID, which is really useless here. But why are you gonna, I mean, that's your most important document. Why are you gonna be carrying it around with you all the time? But I guess it's kind of sort of for the law, by the law, whatever. Most times you're not gonna get stopped by the police. You gotta be really, I don't know, trying to stick out, or, really obvious or oblivious to your surroundings. I mean, I never got stopped, cross my fingers, knock on wood. So, for the most part, people will leave you alone. It's really convenient to live here. A lot of people, they ask me what's the difference between convenience stores in Taiwan and Canada, and I said, in Canada you can't even, they don't even compete. You can't even, because what can you do in 7-Eleven? In Taiwan you can pay bills, mail something, buy food, pay for your stuff. I think you could, at one point you could probably get stamps, get coffee. I mean, there's a list. I should probably do a list of all the things that you can do in 7-Eleven in Taiwan, because that's really interesting too, right? But yeah, so some of the cons about living in Taiwan, that conversation I had with somebody coming from California is that, people in Taiwan they're helpful, but they're not friendly. So you're probably gonna get the same person who sees you. They're gonna, yeah, oh, I saw you before and let me help you with this or something, but they're not gonna invite you to their house. So the person I was talking to hasn't been in California for like 7 years or something, and their friends were like, when you come back, oh my God, yeah, we can go party, we can hang out, and you want to eat, and I'm gonna introduce you to my friends and blah blah blah, and it was just like all laid out on the table. When I was younger, I would say that probably Canada was a little bit like that. Now that I'm a little bit older, I would say probably not. People are just kind of caught up in their own things. Maybe if I was going to go to maybe BC or like the middle part of Canada, they might be a little bit more hospitable. But from where I'm from, they're just kind of too busy to lay out the red carpet for you. So guys, I would say probably that's like the most part of the stuff is just that. Oh yeah, and taxes and real estate. It's kind of weird here about owning a house. So the thing is that if you trust your wife enough to, and this kind of is a 50-50, but if you trust your wife enough to buy a property under her name, then you can have that. And if you have your kids, then obviously the property can be under your kid's name eventually, but it's not yours. And do I really care about that too much? Probably not. I do have like a kind of idea of what I want to do later, and I do have some savings, so. But yeah, you can own property in Canada, obviously, but it's like super, super expensive. Also, the taxes in Canada are really high too. There's like taxes here. Probably maybe like once in 2 or 3 years, they're probably going to do audits for your taxes, and then you have to say, okay, well, I make this amount of money, blah blah blah. And as long as it adds up, then people won't bother you. But if you say, oh yeah, I didn't make anything, I didn't work, then like that's a big, huge red flag. Then you're probably going to get audited again. So. Yeah, real estate's cheap. You can get a job pretty easily as long as you're like halfway decently outgoing and you have pretty good pronunciation of English. Things are cheaper here. Food is cheaper. I think the biggest stumbling block that people trying to live in Taiwan the long term is language. So you gotta kind of get on that. You gotta get on that ASAP if you want to change your life and then move to Taiwan. I mean, there's other places you can go to. You can probably move in to Thailand or Vietnam. Vietnam, I don't really know that much about living there, but I have some friends that have been there, and I don't have any friends that do work there right now, but you can always like ask somebody off the internet or somebody who's like making videos about teaching English in Vietnam. So I hope that was useful for you guys, and if you have any questions about Canada versus Taiwan, then let me know. I'll see you guys later. Bye.